Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Astronaut, where we float through the cosmos of consciousness and drift among the stars of slumber. Tonight's gentle expedition takes us on a journey through the most mysterious frontier we visit every single night: the sleeping brain and the fascinating science of dreams. We'll explore the hidden landscapes of your mind, discover why your brain transforms into a cosmic storyteller after dark, and uncover the secrets of what happens when consciousness takes its nightly voyage into the unknown. Before we launch into this dreamy adventure, I'd love to know where in the world you're watching from and what's the last dream you remember having. Isn't it wonderful how we're all connected by this shared experience of sleep and dreams? No matter where we are on this spinning planet, we all close our eyes and embark on these incredible mental journeys. If you find this exploration soothing, enlightening, or just a peaceful way to wind down, I'd be tremendously grateful if you gave the video a like and perhaps subscribed. It helps this little corner of calm reach fellow dreamers who might need a tranquil moment in their day. Now, I do hope this isn't so captivating that it keeps you awake, but if it does, well, at least you'll have learned something remarkable about the theatre of your mind before you drift off into your own dream world. So settle in, relax your thoughts, and let's begin our voyage, because somewhere between waking and sleeping, between neurons and narratives, lies the extraordinary story of dreams every night. Without fail, you become an astronaut of consciousness, launching yourself into realms where physics bends, logic dissolves, and impossible becomes routine. You soar through skies that don't exist, have conversations with people who aren't there, and experience emotions so vivid they linger long after you wake up, yet for something so universal, so deeply human. Dreams remain one of our greatest mysteries. What exactly happens when you close your eyes and surrender to sleep? Why does your brain craft these elaborate nocturnal narratives, and what purpose, if any, do these midnight movies serve? These questions have puzzled humanity for millennia, from ancient civilizations who believed dreams were messages from gods to modern neuroscientists peering into the sleeping brain with sophisticated technology. We've always been fascinated by this nightly transformation of consciousness. Let's start our journey by understanding what sleep actually is, because dreams don't happen in isolation. They're part of a complex biological symphony that plays out in your brain every single night. Sleep isn't just the absence of wakefulness. It's an active dynamic process where your brain shifts into entirely different modes of operation, like a master conductor orchestrating a celestial performance. When you begin to feel drowsy, your brain starts producing theta waves, slower rhythmic patterns that signal the transition from waking consciousness to sleep. Stage 1 is light sleep, where you're still somewhat aware of your surroundings, but your muscle activity begins to decrease. It's like floating in that peaceful space between earth and sky, where you're not quite grounded, but not yet fully airborne. Then comes stage 2, where your brainwaves slow down even further, punctuated by brief bursts of activity called sleep spindles and key complexes. These mysterious neural fireworks might sound like something from a science fiction novel, but they're actually your brain's way of maintaining sleep while still monitoring your environment for potential threats. It's remarkable how, even in rest, your brain remains a vigilant guardian. Stages 3 and 4 are where the magic of deep sleep unfolds. Your brain produces slow, powerful delta waves that wash over your neural networks like gentle cosmic tides. This is when your body does its most important restoration work, repairing tissues, consolidating memories, and clearing metabolic waste from your brain. It's during these deep stages that growth hormone is released, helping your body rebuild and rejuvenate. But here's where our story takes a fascinating turn, because after cycling through these stages of progressively deeper sleep, your brain doesn't simply stay in that peaceful delta wave state. Instead, it embarks on something truly extraordinary. It shifts into a phase so unique, so neurologically active, that scientists initially thought their equipment was malfunctioning. This is REM, sleep, rapid eye movement. Sleep. And it's during this phase that the most vivid, memorable dreams occur. Your brain activity during REM sleep is remarkably similar to when you're awake, neurons firing rapidly, neurotransmitters flowing, and yet your body remains peacefully paralyzed, a biological safety mechanism that prevents you from acting out your dreams. Imagine, if you will, your brain as a vast cosmic theatre during REM sleep. The stage lights dim, but the backstage activity intensifies exponentially. The same neural circuits that help you navigate waking reality, begin crafting elaborate stories, weaving together memories, emotions, and imagination into narratives that can be profound, absurd, terrifying, or beautiful, sometimes all at once. The discovery of REM sleep in 1953 by Eugene Oserinsky and Nathaniel Kleitman revolutionized our understanding of sleep. They noticed that sleeping participants' eyes moved rapidly beneath their closed lids, and when awakened during these periods, people almost always reported vivid dreams. It was like discovering a hidden continent in the geography of consciousness. But dreams aren't confined exclusively to REM sleep. We now know that dreaming occurs throughout the night, though the dreams from different sleep stages have distinct characteristics. REM dreams tend to be more elaborate, emotional, and bizarre, while dreams from non-REM stages are often more mundane and thought-like. It's as if your brain has different creative modes for different phases of sleep. The architecture of sleep follows a predictable pattern throughout the night. You cycle through these stages approximately every 90 to 120 minutes, like a cosmic dance that repeats 4 to 6 times each night. Early in the night, you spend more time in deep, slow wave sleep, but as morning approaches, REM periods become longer and more frequent. This is why you're most likely to remember dreams from the early morning hours. What's particularly fascinating is how this sleep architecture changes throughout your lifetime. Newborns spend about 50% of their sleep in REM stage, compared to adults who spend only about 20 to 25% in REM. It's as if the developing brain requires more time in this creative, neurologically active state, perhaps using dreams as a way to wire neural circuits and process the overwhelming influx of new information. As we age, our sleep patterns shift again. Deep sleep becomes more elusive, and REM sleep may decrease slightly, but the fundamental need for both remains throughout our lives. Your brain continues to require these nightly journeys into altered consciousness. No matter how many years you've been taking them, the timing of sleep itself is controlled by your circadian rhythm, that internal biological clock we touched upon earlier. But there's another system at play called sleep pressure. The longer you stay awake, the more a chemical called adenosine builds up in your brain, creating an increasing drive to sleep. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors, temporarily masking this sleep pressure, but not eliminating it. When you finally do sleep, adenosine levels drop, and your brain clears this molecular debris through a recently discovered system called the glymphatic system. During sleep, cerebrospinal fluid flows more freely through your brain, washing away metabolic waste products, including proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. It's like your brain has its own nighttime cleaning crew working diligently while you dream. But what triggers the transition into dream-rich REM sleep? The answer lies in a complex interplay of neurotransmitters and brain regions during waking hours and non-REM sleep. Certain chemicals like norepinephrine, serotonin, and histamine help maintain alertness and logical thinking, but during REM sleep, these wake-promoting chemicals are dramatically reduced, while acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter associated with learning and memory, becomes more active. This neurochemical shift creates the perfect conditions for dreaming. The reduced logical control, combined with increased memory activation, allows your brain to make novel connections and create the surreal narratives we experience as dreams. It's like removing the editor from a creative writing session, allowing stories to flow freely without the constraints of logic or physics. The brain regions involved in dreaming tell their own fascinating story. The visual cortex becomes highly active during REM sleep, even though your eyes are closed, which explains why dreams are predominantly visual experiences. The emotional centers of your brain, particularly the amygdala and limbic system, are also highly engaged, which is why dreams often carry such powerful emotional content. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for logical thinking, critical analysis, and self-awareness, shows decreased activity during REM sleep. This explains why we rarely question the absurd logic of our dreams, why we accept impossible scenarios as perfectly normal, and why we often lack insight into the fact that we're dreaming. This neurological symphony creates the perfect storm for the brain's nightly creativity session with logical constraints, relaxed emotional systems engaged, and memory networks actively firing. Your sleeping brain becomes a master storyteller, weaving together fragments of experience into elaborate narratives that can be more creative and emotionally resonant than anything you might consciously imagine. The question that naturally arises is, why does your brain go through all this trouble? What evolutionary advantage could there be to spending hours each night in this altered state of consciousness, crafting elaborate stories that often seem to have no bearing on reality? The answer, as we'll discover, is far more complex and fascinating than early researchers ever imagined. Dreams, it turns out, aren't just random neural static or meaningless byproducts of sleep. They appear to serve crucial functions in memory consolidation, emotional processing, creative problem-solving, and even threat simulation. Your nightly dreams may be your brain's way of preparing you for the challenges and opportunities of waking life. As we continue our journey through the cosmos of consciousness, we'll explore how your brain selects which memories to weave into dreams, how emotions get processed and integrated during sleep, and why some dreams feel so real they can influence your waking thoughts and behaviors. For days afterwards, we'll discover how the sleeping brain doesn't just replay the day's events, but actively transforms them, combining memories in novel ways that can lead to creative insights and problem-solving breakthroughs. Some of history's greatest discoveries and artistic creations have emerged from the dream state, suggesting that our nightly journeys into altered consciousness may be far more valuable than we ever imagined. But before we dive deeper into the purpose and meaning of dreams, let's take a moment to appreciate just how extraordinary the dreaming brain truly is. Imagine, if you will, a biological computer more sophisticated than any technology we've ever created, suddenly rewiring itself each night, transforming from a logical, analytical machine into a surreal storytelling engine that would make the most imaginative filmmaker envious. The sheer complexity of what happens in your sleeping brain is staggering. While you lie peacefully in bed, your neural networks are buzzing with activity at levels that sometimes exceed waking consciousness. Billions of neurons are firing in intricate patterns, creating cascades of electrical activity that somehow coalesce into the rich tapestry of dream experience. It's like watching a cosmic light show where each spark of neural activity contributes to an ever-changing narrative. What makes this even more remarkable is that your brain accomplishes this feat while simultaneously maintaining all the basic functions necessary to keep you alive. Your heart continues beating your lungs, keep breathing. Your body temperature remains regulated, and your immune system carries on its vigilant work, all while your conscious mind explores impossible worlds and engages in conversations with long-lost friends or fictional characters. The dreaming brain also demonstrates an almost magical ability to compress and expand time. In dreams, you might experience what feels like hours or even days of adventure, yet wake up to discover only minutes have passed. Conversely, a brief dream sequence might feel like it lasted mere seconds, but contain enough narrative complexity to fill a novel. This temporal flexibility suggests that consciousness itself might be far more fluid and malleable than we experience in our waking lives. One of the most intriguing aspects of dream consciousness is how it handles continuity and logic. During waking hours, your brain constantly works to maintain a coherent sense of self and reality. If something doesn't make sense, you notice it, question it, try to understand it. But in dreams, this quality control system seems to take a holiday. You might find yourself flying through your childhood home, which has somehow transformed into a vast library where your third-grade teacher is serving tea to a purple elephant. And rather than questioning this bizarre scenario, you simply accept it as perfectly normal. This acceptance isn't a failure of dream consciousness, but rather a feature, the reduced activity in your prefrontal cortex. The brain's skeptical editor allows for a kind of cognitive flexibility that's impossible during waking hours, freed from the constraints of logical analysis. Your mind can explore possibilities that would be immediately dismissed in waking life. This might explain why dreams have been the source of so many creative breakthroughs throughout history. The sensory experience of dreams presents another fascinating puzzle during REM sleep. Your sensory organs are largely disconnected from external stimuli, yet dreams can feel incredibly vivid and real. Your brain somehow generates the experience of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell entirely from internal neural activity. It's as if your mind contains a complete virtual reality system, capable of creating sensory experiences indistinguishable from reality. This internal sensory generation reveals something profound about the nature of perception even during waking hours. What we experience as reality is actually a construction created by our brains based on sensory input. Dreams demonstrate that this construction system can operate independently, creating rich, detailed experiences without any external input at all. It suggests that the boundary between internal and external reality might be more porous than we typically assume. The emotional intensity of dreams provides another window into the sleeping brain's unique characteristics. Dream emotions often feel more pure and intense than waking emotions. Perhaps because they're less filtered by rational thought and social conditioning. In dreams, you might experience terror that's more visceral than any waking fear, or joy that's more transcendent than any conscious happiness. These emotional experiences can feel so real that they influence your mood and behavior. Long after waking, researchers have discovered that the brain's emotional processing centers become hyperactive during REM sleep. While the regions responsible for emotional regulation show decreased activity, this creates a perfect storm for intense emotional experiences. It's like removing the volume control from your emotional stereo system, allowing feelings to be experienced at their full intensity without the usual dampening effects of rational thought. The social dimension of dreams offers yet another fascinating perspective on sleeping consciousness. Dreams are often populated with other people, some familiar, some strange, some completely invented. Yet your dreaming mind treats these dream characters as autonomous beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and motivations. You might have complex conversations with dream people, argue with them, seek their advice, or feel genuine emotional connections to them. What's particularly intriguing is that these dream characters often seem to possess knowledge or perspectives that surprise your dreaming self. They might reveal information you didn't consciously know you possessed, or offer insights that feel genuinely novel. This suggests that dreams might be a way for different parts of your mind to communicate with each other, creating internal dialogues that can lead to new understandings or creative solutions. The memory systems active during dreaming create another layer of complexity. Your sleeping brain has access to vast archives of stored experiences, but it doesn't simply replay them like a recording. Instead, it actively reconstructs and recombines memories in novel ways. A dream might blend your childhood bedroom with your current workplace, populated by people from various periods of your life, all engaged in activities that never actually happened together. This memory mixing isn't random chaos, but appears to follow certain patterns and rules. Researchers have found that dreams often combine recent experiences with older memories, particularly those that share emotional themes or conceptual similarities. It's as if your brain is conducting a nightly filing system, reorganizing memories not just by chronology, but by emotional resonance and thematic connections. The phenomenon of lucid dreaming adds another dimension to our understanding of dream consciousness. Lucid dreamers become aware that they're dreaming while still remaining in the dream state. This awareness can sometimes allow them to influence or control the dream narrative. It's like becoming the director of your own nightly movie while simultaneously remaining one of the actors. Studies of lucid dreamers have provided unique insights into the nature of dream consciousness. Brain imaging shows that during lucid dreams, certain regions of the prefrontal cortex become more active than in regular dreams, particularly areas associated with self-awareness and metacognition. This suggests that lucid dreaming represents a hybrid state of consciousness, combining elements of both sleeping and waking awareness. The fact that lucid dreaming is possible at all reveals something profound about the flexibility of consciousness. It demonstrates that the boundaries between different states of awareness aren't fixed, but can be crossed and blended in ways that create entirely new forms of conscious experience. Some researchers speculate that studying lucid dreaming might provide insights into the nature of consciousness. Itself, recurring dreams present another puzzle in the landscape of sleeping consciousness. Some people experience the same dream scenario repeatedly. Sometimes for years, these recurring dreams often involve similar emotions, themes, or symbolic elements, even if the specific details change each time. It's as if the sleeping brain is trying to work through particular issues or process specific types of experiences. The persistence of recurring dreams suggests that the dreaming mind has its own agenda, separate from conscious intentions. These dreams often continue until some resolution is reached, either through changes in the dreamer's waking life or through the natural evolution of the dream narrative itself. It's like having an internal therapist who keeps scheduling appointments until certain issues are resolved. Nightmares represent the shadow side of dream consciousness, where the brain's storytelling abilities create scenarios of fear, threat, or distress. While unpleasant nightmares might serve important psychological functions, they could be the mind's way of rehearsing responses to potential threats or processing traumatic experiences in a safe environment. The study of nightmares has revealed that they often occur during periods of stress, life transitions, or emotional upheaval, suggesting that they might be part of the brain's natural stress processing system rather than simply random, unpleasant experiences. Nightmares force us to confront fears and anxieties in a context where they can't cause actual harm, potentially building emotional resilience. Children's dreams offer a unique window into the developing consciousness. Young children often report dreams that are more directly connected to their daily experiences and concerns as cognitive abilities. Mature dream content becomes more abstract and symbolic. This developmental progression suggests that dreaming might play a role in the maturation of consciousness itself. The dreams of early childhood are often populated with animals, fantastical creatures, and family members reflecting the child's immediate world and concerns. As children grow, their dreams begin to incorporate more complex social situations, abstract concepts, and symbolic representations. This evolution mirrors the development of cognitive abilities during waking hours. Cultural influences on dream content reveal another fascinating aspect of sleeping consciousness. While the basic mechanisms of dreaming appear to be universal across human cultures, the specific content and interpretation of dreams vary dramatically. Different cultures have developed elaborate systems for understanding and interpreting dreams, some viewing them as prophetic messages, others as psychological insights, still others as spiritual journeys. These cultural variations suggest that while the biological processes of dreaming are hardwired into human neurology, the meaning and significance we assign to dreams are largely learned and culturally constructed. This raises intriguing questions about which aspects of dream experience are universal and which are shaped by the particular society and belief systems in which we live. The relationship between dreams and creativity has captivated artists, scientists, and thinkers throughout history. Many famous discoveries and artistic creations have reportedly emerged from dream experiences, suggesting that the sleeping brain's unique mode of operation might be particularly conducive to creative insights. The reduced logical constraints combined with enhanced memory mixing create ideal conditions for novel combinations and innovative solutions. Scientists have documented numerous cases where dreaming led to breakthrough discoveries. August Kekulé famously discovered the ring structure of benzene after dreaming of a snake seizing its own tail. Niels Bohr reported that his model of atomic structure came to him in a dream, and Paul McCartney claimed the melody for Yesterday appeared to him fully formed in a dream. these aren't isolated incidents but part of a broader pattern suggesting that the dreaming brain might be uniquely suited for creative problem solving. The mechanism behind dream creativity appears to involve the brain's ability to form remote associations connections between seemingly unrelated concepts that wouldn't typically be linked during waking thought when logical constraints are relaxed and memory networks are hyperactive. The sleeping brain can discover relationships and patterns that escape conscious analysis. It's like having access to a vast library where all the books have been randomly reshuffled, allowing you to discover unexpected connections between distant ideas. This creative potential of dreams has led some researchers to propose that dreaming might have evolved specifically to enhance problem solving and innovation. The ability to mentally simulate different scenarios, explore novel combinations, and test potential solutions without real-world consequences could provide significant survival advantages throughout human evolution. Our ancestors, who could dream up new hunting strategies, social solutions, or tool innovations, might have had better chances of survival and reproduction. The relationship between dreams and memory consolidation reveals another crucial function of sleeping consciousness. While you sleep, your brain doesn't simply file away the day's experiences like a passive recording device. Instead, it actively processes these memories, deciding which ones to strengthen, which to weaken, and how to integrate them with existing knowledge. This process, called memory consolidation, is one of the most important functions of sleep, and dreams appear to play a central role. During sleep, your brain transfers information from temporary storage in the hippocampus to more permanent storage in the cortex. This transfer process isn't just about moving files from one location to another. It involves active reconstruction and integration of memories with existing knowledge structures. The dreams you experience during this process might reflect your brain's efforts to make sense of new information and connect it to what you already know. Research has shown that people who dream about material they've recently learned often show better retention and understanding of that material the next day. It's as if the dreaming brain is taking the raw material of experience and weaving it into the broader tapestry of knowledge and understanding. Students who dream about studying for exams often perform better than those who don't, suggesting that dreams might be a natural study aid. The emotional processing function of dreams provides another window into their purpose. Many dreams seem to focus on emotionally significant events from our lives, allowing us to revisit, process, and integrate challenging experiences in a safe environment. The hyperactive emotional centers of the dreaming brain, combined with reduced logical constraints, create ideal conditions for emotional healing and growth. Dreams often present us with symbolic representations of our emotional conflicts, allowing us to explore different perspectives and potential resolutions. The woman who dreams repeatedly about being chased might be processing feelings of anxiety or avoidance in her waking life. The man who dreams of flying might be working through issues related to freedom or control. These symbolic representations allow the mind to approach difficult emotions, indirectly making them more manageable. The phenomenon of post-traumatic stress disorder provides compelling evidence for the emotional processing function of dreams. People with PTSD often experience recurring nightmares related to their traumatic experiences. These dreams, while distressing, might represent the mind's attempt to process and integrate overwhelming emotional experiences that couldn't be fully processed when they occurred. Successful trauma therapy often involves helping people process their traumatic experiences in a safe, controlled environment, remarkably similar to what might be happening naturally during dream sleep. The repetitive nature of trauma-related nightmares might reflect the brain's persistent attempts to work through and integrate difficult emotional material until some resolution is achieved. The social simulation theory of dreaming suggests that dreams might serve as a kind of social laboratory where we can practice interpersonal skills and explore different social scenarios without real-world consequences. Many dreams involve complex social interactions, conversations, conflicts, and collaborations that might help us prepare for similar situations in waking life. Consider how often your dreams involve other people and social situations you might find yourself navigating, workplace conflicts, family dynamics, romantic relationships or friendships, all within the safe space of dream consciousness. These social dreams might be your brain's way of rehearsing different approaches, exploring potential outcomes, and developing social skills through simulated practice. The threat simulation theory proposes that dreams evolve specifically to help us prepare for dangerous situations by creating scenarios where we can practice survival responses without actual risk. Nightmares about being chased, falling, or facing various threats might be evolutionary remnants of ancient survival training programs built into our sleeping minds. Modern research has found that people who experience more threatening dreams often show better performance on certain types of problem-solving tasks and demonstrate improved threat detection abilities. This suggests that even unpleasant dreams might serve important adaptive functions, helping us maintain vigilance and develop coping strategies for potential challenges. The role of dreams in personality development and self-understanding represents another fascinating dimension of sleeping consciousness. Dreams often present us with aspects of ourselves that we might not fully recognize or acknowledge during waking hours. The shy person who dreams of being bold, the rational person who dreams of wild adventures, the peaceful person who dreams of conflict. These dream experiences might represent different facets of our personality that need expression or integration. Carl Jung proposed that dreams often feature our shadow self, the parts of our personality that we've suppressed or denied. By bringing these hidden aspects to conscious awareness through dreams, we might achieve greater self-understanding and psychological wholeness. The prophetic or precognitive aspects of dreams have fascinated humanity throughout history, while most scientists remain skeptical about dreams that genuinely predict the future. There's no denying that many people report dreams that seem to anticipate later events. These experiences might be explained by the brain's remarkable ability to detect subtle patterns and make unconscious predictions about likely outcomes. Your dreaming mind has access to vast amounts of information about your life situation, relationships, and environment, much of which might not be consciously accessible. This information processing capability, combined with the brain's pattern recognition abilities, might allow dreams to anticipate likely developments or outcomes, creating the impression of prophetic visions. The healing potential of dreams has been recognized by cultures throughout history and is increasingly being explored by modern medicine. Some research suggests that dreams might play a role in physical healing by reducing stress, promoting immune function, and supporting the body's natural repair processes. The deep sleep stages where growth hormone is released are crucial for tissue repair and regeneration. The relationship between dreams and mental health provides another important perspective on sleeping consciousness. People experiencing depression, anxiety, or other mental health challenges often report changes in their dream patterns. These changes might reflect underlying neurochemical imbalances or serve as early warning signs of developing psychological issues. Conversely, positive changes in dream content and patterns often accompany improvements in mental health, suggesting that dreams might serve as a kind of psychological barometer reflecting our inner emotional weather. The person whose nightmares gradually transform into more positive dreams might be experiencing genuine healing and growth. The collective unconscious proposed by Jung suggests that dreams might connect us to deeper universal patterns and archetypal images shared across human cultures. Certain dream symbols and themes appear consistently across different societies and historical periods, suggesting that some aspects of dream content might be hardwired into human consciousness. These universal dream elements might reflect fundamental human experiences and concerns that transcend individual differences. The dreams of falling, flying, being chased, or finding hidden rooms appear in cultures around the world, suggesting that some dream content might emerge from our shared evolutionary heritage rather than personal experience alone. The technological age has brought new dimensions to dream research with brain imaging techniques, allowing scientists to observe the sleeping brain in unprecedented detail. Researchers can now watch as different brain regions activate during various sleep stages and even predict, with some accuracy, whether someone is dreaming and what general type of dream they might be experiencing. Advanced neuroscience techniques have revealed that the dreaming brain shows patterns of activity that are remarkably similar to waking consciousness, in some ways, yet fundamentally different in others. This has led to new theories about the relationship between dreams and consciousness, suggesting that dreaming might represent an alternative form of awareness, rather than simply a degraded version of waking thought. The study of dream content across different cultures and historical periods reveals fascinating patterns about human consciousness and social change. The dreams of people in agricultural societies often feature different themes and concerns than those of people in industrial or technological societies, suggesting that our collective unconscious might evolve along with our cultural development. Modern urban dwellers frequently report dreams about technology, transportation, and urban environments that would have been impossible for their ancestors. Meanwhile, certain universal themes like relationships, family conflicts, and survival challenges remain constant across cultures and time periods. This mixture of cultural specificity and universal elements provides insights into both the flexibility and consistency of human consciousness. The relationship between dreams and spiritual experience has been recognized by virtually every religious and spiritual tradition throughout history. Many cultures view dreams as a bridge between the material and spiritual worlds, a space where divine messages can be received or where the soul can travel to other realms of existence. While modern science tends to focus on the neurobiological aspects of dreaming, the subjective experience of many dreamers includes elements that feel transcendent or spiritual. These experiences might reflect the brain's capacity for generating profound feelings of connection, meaning, and transcendence, even during sleep. They remind us that consciousness itself remains one of the greatest mysteries in science. The future of dream research holds exciting possibilities as neuroscience technology continues to advance. Researchers are developing new methods for studying and potentially influencing dream content. Some scientists are exploring the possibility of dream sharing or communication between sleeping individuals, while others investigate whether dreams might be recorded or even artificially induced. These technological developments raise fascinating questions about the nature of privacy, consciousness, and personal experience if dreams could be recorded and shared. What would that mean for our understanding of inner life and subjective experience? The boundary between private mental experience and shared reality might become increasingly blurred as our ability to study and manipulate consciousness advances. The therapeutic potential of dream work continues to expand as psychologists and therapists develop new approaches to helping people understand and work with their dreams. Techniques like dream incubation, where people intentionally seek dreams about specific topics or problems, show promise for enhancing creativity, problem solving, and emotional healing. The practice of keeping dream journals has helped many people develop greater awareness of their inner lives and emotional patterns. By recording and reflecting on dream content, people often discover recurring themes, personal symbols, and emotional patterns that might not be apparent in waking consciousness. This self-reflection can lead to greater self-understanding and psychological growth. As we continue our exploration of the sleeping brain and the science of dreams, we're reminded that these nightly journeys into altered consciousness represent one of the most fundamental and mysterious aspects of human experience. Every night, you close your eyes and embark on adventures that rival the most imaginative fiction. Yet these experiences emerge from the same neural networks that allow you to read these words and contemplate their meaning. The sleeping brain transforms from a logical, analytical machine into a creative storytelling engine that can generate experiences more vivid and emotionally intense than many waking moments. This transformation happens automatically without conscious effort or intention. Yet it serves crucial functions in memory consolidation, emotional processing, creative problem solving, and psychological development. Your dreams are not random neural noise or meaningless byproducts of sleep, but rather sophisticated productions created by one of the most complex systems in the known universe, the human brain operating in its most creative and uninhibited mode. These nightly narratives might hold keys to understanding consciousness, creativity, and the very nature of human experience itself. The brain's ability to create dreams becomes even more remarkable when we consider the intricate neural choreography required to produce these experiences. While you sleep peacefully, millions of neurons are engaged in a delicate dance, passing chemical messages across synapses in patterns that somehow give rise to the rich, complex narratives we experience as dreams. It's like watching a vast orchestra where each musician plays their part perfectly. Yet the final symphony emerges from their collective effort in ways that no single instrument could achieve alone. What makes this neural symphony particularly fascinating is how it manages to create coherent experiences from what might seem like chaos. The dreaming brain doesn't have access to external sensory input to guide its storytelling, yet it consistently produces narratives that feel logical within their own context. A dream might begin with you walking through a familiar neighborhood, transition to flying over an ocean, and end with you having tea with a childhood friend who's somehow become a wizard. Each scene flows naturally into the next, creating a sense of narrative continuity that's quite remarkable given the absence of external reality checks. The brain regions responsible for visual processing become particularly active during dreams, which explains why dream experiences are predominantly visual. Even people who have been blind from birth report visual elements in their dreams, suggesting that the brain's capacity for generating visual experiences operates independently of actual sight. This internal visual system can create landscapes more vivid than any photograph, faces more detailed than any portrait, and colours more brilliant than any sunset. It's as if your mind contains an entire universe of visual possibilities that only reveals itself when consciousness shifts into its dreaming mode. The emotional landscape of dreams presents another layer of complexity. The limbic system, which processes emotions and memories, becomes hyperactive during REM sleep, while the prefrontal cortex, responsible for emotional regulation, shows decreased activity. This creates a perfect storm for intense emotional experiences. Dream emotions often feel more pure and concentrated than their waking counterparts, perhaps because they're less filtered by rational thought and social conditioning. You might experience terror in a dream that's more visceral than any waking fear, or joy that's more transcendent than any conscious happiness. These intense emotional experiences aren't just byproducts of the dreaming process, but appear to serve important psychological functions. Dreams might be your brain's way of processing emotional experiences in a safe environment where the consequences aren't real. The person who dreams of confronting an angry boss might be working through workplace anxieties, while someone who dreams of losing a loved one might be processing fears about loss and abandonment. These emotional rehearsals allow the mind to explore different responses and coping strategies without real-world risks. The memory systems active during dreaming create another fascinating dimension of dream consciousness. Your sleeping brain has access to vast archives of stored experiences, but it doesn't simply replay them like a recording. Instead, it actively reconstructs and recombines memories in novel ways. A dream might blend your childhood bedroom with your current workplace, populated by people from various periods of your life, all engaged in activities that never actually happened together. This memory mixing isn't random chaos, but appears to follow certain patterns and rules. Researchers have discovered that dreams often combine recent experiences with older memories, particularly those that share emotional themes or conceptual similarities. It's as if your brain is conducting a nightly filing system, reorganizing memories not just by chronology, but by emotional resonance and thematic connections. This process might help integrate new experiences with existing knowledge, creating richer, more interconnected memory networks that enhance learning and understanding. The phenomenon of dream symbols adds another layer to our understanding of sleeping consciousness. Dreams often present information in symbolic form, where objects, people, or situations represent something beyond their literal meaning. A house in a dream might represent the self, water might symbolize emotions, or a journey might represent life transitions. These symbols seem to emerge spontaneously from the unconscious mind, suggesting that the brain has its own symbolic language that operates independently of conscious thought. The universality of certain dream symbols across cultures suggests that some aspects of symbolic thinking might be hardwired into human consciousness. People from vastly different backgrounds often report similar symbolic elements in their dreams, indicating that the sleeping mind might draw from a shared repertoire of archetypal images and themes. This universal symbolic language might reflect fundamental human experiences and concerns that transcend individual differences. The narrative structure of dreams reveals another remarkable aspect of sleeping consciousness. Despite the absence of logical constraints, dreams often follow recognizable story patterns with beginnings, developments, and resolutions. Your dreaming mind seems to be a natural storyteller, creating compelling narratives from the raw material of memory and emotion. These stories might seem bizarre or illogical upon waking, but they often contain emotional truths and insights that resonate long after the dream has ended. The ability of dreams to compress and expand time adds another dimension to their narrative power. In dreams, you might experience what feels like hours or days of adventure, yet wake up to discover only minutes have passed. Conversely, a brief dream sequence might feel like it lasted mere seconds, but contain enough narrative complexity to fill a novel. This temporal flexibility suggests that consciousness itself might be far more fluid and malleable than we experience in our waking lives. The social dimension of dreams offers fascinating insights into how we process relationships and social situations. Dreams are often populated with other people, some familiar, some strange, some completely invented. Yet your dreaming mind treats these dream characters as autonomous beings, with their own thoughts, feelings, and motivations. You might have complex conversations with dream people, argue with them, seek their advice, or feel genuine emotional connections to them. What's particularly intriguing is that these dream characters often seem to possess knowledge or perspectives that surprise your dreaming self. They might reveal information you didn't consciously know you possessed, or offer insights that feel genuinely novel. This suggests that dreams might be a way for different parts of your mind to communicate with each other, creating internal dialogues that can lead to new understandings or creative solutions. The phenomenon of recurring dreams presents another puzzle in the landscape of sleeping consciousness. Some people experience the same dream scenario repeatedly, sometimes for years. These recurring dreams often involve similar emotions, themes, or symbolic elements, even if the specific details change each time. It's as if the sleeping brain is trying to work through particular issues or process specific types of experiences until some resolution is reached. The persistence of recurring dreams suggests that the dreaming mind has its own agenda, separate from conscious intentions. These dreams often continue until some resolution is achieved, either through changes in the dreamer's waking life or through the natural evolution of the dream narrative itself. It's like having an internal therapist who keeps scheduling appointments until certain issues are resolved. Nightmares represent the shadow side of dream consciousness, where the brain's storytelling abilities create scenarios of fear, threat, or distress. While unpleasant, nightmares might serve important psychological functions. They could be the mind's way of rehearsing responses to potential threats or processing traumatic experiences in a safe environment. The study of nightmares has revealed that they often occur during periods of stress, life transitions, or emotional upheaval, suggesting that they might be part of the brain's natural stress processing system. the development of dream consciousness throughout life offers another window into the nature of sleeping awareness. Children's dreams often differ significantly from adult dreams, both in content and structure. Young children typically report dreams that are more directly connected to their daily experiences and immediate concerns. As cognitive abilities mature, dream content becomes more abstract and symbolic, suggesting that dreaming might play a role in the development of consciousness itself. The dreams of early childhood are often populated with animals, fantastical creatures, and family members, reflecting the child's immediate world and primary relationships. As children grow, their dreams begin to incorporate more complex social situations, abstract concepts, and symbolic representations. This evolution mirrors the development of cognitive abilities during waking hours, suggesting that dreaming and waking consciousness develop in parallel. Cultural influences on dream content reveal another fascinating aspect of sleeping consciousness. While the basic mechanisms of dreaming appear to be universal across human cultures, the specific content and interpretation of dreams vary dramatically. Different cultures have developed elaborate systems for understanding and interpreting dreams, some viewing them as prophetic messages, others as psychological insights, still others as spiritual journeys. These cultural variations suggest that while the biological processes of dreaming are hardwired into human neurology, the meaning and significance we assign to dreams are largely learned and culturally constructed. This raises intriguing questions about which aspects of dream experience are universal and which are shaped by the particular society and belief systems in which we live. The relationship between dreams and creativity has captivated artists, scientists, and thinkers throughout history. Many famous discoveries and artistic creations have reportedly emerged from dream experiences, suggesting that the sleeping brain's unique mode of operation might be particularly conducive to creative insights. The reduced logical constraints combined with enhanced memory mixing create ideal conditions for novel combinations and innovative solutions. The mechanism behind dream creativity appears to involve the brain's ability to form what researchers call remote associations, connections between seemingly unrelated concepts that wouldn't typically be linked during waking thought. When logical constraints are relaxed and memory networks are hyperactive, the sleeping brain can discover relationships and patterns that escape conscious analysis. It's like having access to a vast library where all the books have been randomly reshuffled, allowing you to discover unexpected connections between distant ideas. This creative potential of dreams might have evolutionary significance. The ability to mentally simulate different scenarios, explore novel combinations, and test potential solutions without real-world consequences could provide significant survival advantages. Our ancestors, who could dream up new hunting strategies, social solutions, or tool innovations, might have had better chances of survival and reproduction. The relationship between dreams and physical health adds another dimension to our understanding of sleeping consciousness. Research suggests that dreams might play a role in physical healing by reducing stress, promoting immune function, and supporting the body's natural repair processes. The deep sleep stages where growth hormone is released are crucial for tissue repair and regeneration, while the emotional processing that occurs during dreaming might help reduce the physical effects of psychological stress. The connection between dreams and mental health provides important insights into the role of sleeping consciousness in psychological well-being. People experiencing depression, anxiety, or other mental health challenges often report changes in their dream patterns. These changes might reflect underlying neurochemical imbalances or serve as early warning signs of developing psychological issues. Conversely, positive changes in dream content and patterns often accompany improvements in mental health, suggesting that dreams might serve as a kind of psychological barometer, reflecting our inner emotional weather. The person whose nightmares gradually transform into more positive dreams might be experiencing genuine healing and growth. The therapeutic potential of working with dreams has been recognized by psychologists and therapists for decades. Techniques like dream analysis, dream incubation, and lucid dreaming training show promise for enhancing creativity, problem solving, and emotional healing. The practice of keeping dream journals has helped many people develop greater awareness of their inner lives and emotional patterns. By recording and reflecting on dream content, people often discover recurring themes, personal symbols, and emotional patterns that might not be apparent in waking consciousness. This self-reflection can lead to greater self-understanding and psychological growth. The symbols and narratives that emerge in dreams might provide insights into unconscious conflicts, unresolved issues, and hidden aspects of personality. The technological age has brought new dimensions to dream research, with brain imaging techniques allowing scientists to observe the sleeping brain in unprecedented detail. Researchers can now watch as different brain regions activate during various sleep stages and even predict with some accuracy whether someone is dreaming and what general type of dream they might be experiencing. These technological advances have revealed that the dreaming brain shows patterns of activity that are remarkably similar to waking consciousness in some ways, yet fundamentally different in others. This has led to new theories about the relationship between dreams and consciousness, suggesting that dreaming might represent an alternative form of awareness rather than simply a degraded version of waking thought. The study of lucid dreaming has provided unique insights into the nature of dream consciousness. Lucid dreamers become aware that they're dreaming while still remaining in the dream state, and this awareness can sometimes allow them to influence or control the dream narrative. Brain imaging shows that during lucid dreams, certain regions of the prefrontal cortex become more active than in regular dreams, particularly areas associated with self-awareness and metacognition. The fact that lucid dreaming is possible at all reveals something profound about the flexibility of consciousness. It demonstrates that the boundaries between different states of awareness aren't fixed, but can be crossed and blended in ways that create entirely new forms of conscious experience. Some researchers speculate that studying lucid dreaming might provide insights into the nature of consciousness itself. The future of dream research holds exciting possibilities as neuroscience technology continues to advance. Researchers are developing new methods for studying and potentially influencing dream content, and some scientists are exploring the possibility of dream sharing or communication between sleeping individuals. These developments raise fascinating questions about the nature of privacy, consciousness, and personal experience. As we drift deeper into our exploration of the sleeping brain, we're reminded that dreams represent one of the most intimate and personal aspects of human experience. Each night, you close your eyes and embark on journeys that are uniquely yours, yet these experiences emerge from biological processes that are universal to all humans. This paradox of the personal and universal nature of dreams continues to fascinate researchers and dreamers alike. The sleeping brain's ability to create rich, complex, emotionally resonant experiences from nothing more than neural activity represents one of the most remarkable feats of biological engineering in the known universe. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of dreams and sleeping consciousness, we're not just learning about a curious nighttime phenomenon, but gaining insights into the very nature of human awareness, creativity, and the extraordinary capabilities of the mind. The question of whether we can influence our dreams has fascinated humans for millennia, and modern science is revealing that we have more control over our nightly narratives than previously thought. Dream incubation, the practice of intentionally seeking dreams about specific topics or problems, has been used by cultures throughout history and is now being validated by contemporary research. By focusing on particular questions or challenges before sleep, many people find that their dreams provide creative solutions or new perspectives on waking problems. The technique is surprisingly simple, yet remarkably effective. Before drifting off to sleep, you might spend a few minutes contemplating a challenge you're facing, visualizing the problem clearly, and setting an intention to dream about potential solutions. Your sleeping brain, with its enhanced capacity for making novel connections and thinking outside conventional constraints, often responds by weaving the problem into dream narratives that offer fresh insights or creative approaches. Artists and inventors have long used this natural ability to enhance their creative work. Salvador Dali famously used what he called the hypnagogic state, that drowsy transition between waking and sleeping, to access surreal imagery for his paintings. He would hold a key in his hand while dozing in a chair, and when he began to fall asleep, the key would drop and wake him, allowing him to capture the strange images that emerged at the threshold of sleep. The hypnagogic state represents a unique form of consciousness where the logical constraints of waking thought begin to dissolve while awareness remains partially intact. During this transitional phase, the mind often produces vivid imagery, unusual thoughts, and creative connections that feel both familiar and strange. Scientists studying this state have found that it combines elements of both waking and dreaming consciousness, creating a hybrid awareness that might be particularly conducive to creative insights. Sleep laboratories have begun studying dream incubation more systematically, with researchers finding that people who practice these techniques show measurable improvements in creative problem-solving and emotional processing. The key seems to be the brain's enhanced ability during sleep to access remote memories and make unexpected connections between seemingly unrelated concepts. The phenomenon of shared dreaming, while controversial, has captured the imagination of researchers and dreamers alike. Some people report experiencing similar dreams to family members or close friends, particularly during emotionally significant periods. While mainstream science remains skeptical about truly telepathic dream sharing, these experiences might reflect the deep emotional connections between people and their shared responses to similar life circumstances. More intriguingly, some researchers are exploring whether technology might eventually allow forms of dream communication or sharing. Early experiments with brain-to-brain interfaces suggest that it might someday be possible to transmit simple information between sleeping minds, though such technologies remain in their infancy and raise profound questions about privacy and the nature of individual consciousness. The relationship between dreams and problem-solving extends beyond creative pursuits into practical applications. Students who dream about material they're studying often show improved retention and understanding. Medical students who dream about anatomical structures demonstrate better spatial memory for complex biological systems. Even athletes report that dreaming about their sport can improve performance, suggesting that the brain uses sleep time to practice and refine motor skills. This nocturnal learning process appears to work by strengthening neural pathways associated with recently acquired skills or knowledge. During sleep, the brain replays and refines the patterns of activity associated with new learning, effectively practicing these skills in a virtual environment. Dreams might be the conscious experience of this behind-the-scenes rehearsal, providing a window into the brain's efforts to integrate and improve upon new abilities. The timing of dreams throughout the night also plays a crucial role in their function and content. Early night dreams, which occur during deeper sleep stages, tend to focus more on emotional processing and memory consolidation of significant events. These dreams often feel more intense and emotionally charged as they deal with the day's most impactful experiences. Later in the night, as REM periods become longer and more frequent, dreams tend to become more creative and bizarre, possibly reflecting the brain's shift toward exploratory thinking and novel connections. This natural progression suggests that the sleeping brain follows a systematic approach to processing information and experiences. The early focus on emotional integration and memory consolidation provides a foundation for the later creative exploration and problem-solving that characterizes morning dreams. It's like having a nightly curriculum where your brain first handles the essential business of emotional processing before moving on to the more playful work of creative exploration. The individual differences in dreaming patterns reveal fascinating aspects of personality and cognitive style. Some people naturally experience more vivid, memorable dreams, while others rarely recall their nocturnal adventures. These differences don't necessarily reflect the absence of dreams, but rather variations in dream recall ability, which can be influenced by factors like sleep patterns, personality traits, and even the timing of awakening. Research has shown that people who wake up during or shortly after REM periods are much more likely to remember their dreams. This has led to the development of techniques for improving dream recall, such as keeping a dream journal by the bedside and making a conscious effort to remember dreams immediately upon waking. With practice, even people who rarely remember dreams can develop the ability to recall and work with their nocturnal experiences. The content of dreams also varies significantly between individuals, reflecting personal experiences, concerns, and psychological makeup. Anxious people tend to have more threatening dreams, while creative individuals often report more bizarre and imaginative dream content. These patterns suggest that dreams serve as a kind of psychological mirror, reflecting our inner emotional landscape and cognitive tendencies. The phenomenon of dream interpretation has evolved from ancient mystical practices to modern psychological techniques. While early cultures viewed dreams as messages from gods or spirits, contemporary approaches focus on dreams as expressions of the unconscious mind and reflections of psychological processes. Rather than seeking universal meanings for dream symbols, modern dream work emphasizes the personal significance of dream content for the individual dreamer. This shift toward personalized interpretation recognizes that dream symbols and narratives are deeply individual, shaped by personal experiences, cultural background, and unique psychological makeup. A snake in one person's dream might represent danger or fear, while for another it might symbolize transformation or healing. The meaning emerges not from universal symbol dictionaries, but from the dreamer's own associations and emotional responses. The practice of dream dialogue, where dreamers imaginatively continue conversations with dream characters or explore dream scenarios while awake, has shown promise as a therapeutic technique. By engaging consciously with dream content, people can often gain insights into unconscious conflicts, unexpressed emotions, and hidden aspects of personality. This approach treats dreams as ongoing psychological processes rather than completed narratives, allowing for continued exploration and integration. Group dream sharing, practiced in various therapeutic and spiritual contexts, creates opportunities for collective insight and mutual support. When people share their dreams in supportive environments, they often discover common themes, universal concerns, and helpful perspectives from others. The act of articulating dream experiences and hearing others' interpretations can deepen understanding and reveal meanings that might not emerge through solitary reflection. The relationship between dreams and spiritual experience continues to intrigue researchers and practitioners alike. Many people report dreams that feel transcendent or mystical, involving encounters with deceased loved ones, spiritual figures, or experiences of cosmic connection. While science tends to explain these experiences in neurobiological terms, their profound impact on dreamers suggests that the sleeping mind has access to forms of meaning and connection that transcend ordinary consciousness. These spiritual dimensions of dreaming might reflect the brain's capacity for generating experiences of transcendence and connection, even during sleep. The reduced activity in brain regions associated with self-centered thinking, combined with enhanced activity in areas involved in emotional processing and memory integration, might create ideal conditions for experiences that feel larger than the individual self. The healing potential of dreams extends beyond psychological benefits to possible physical effects. Some research suggests that people who experience more positive or resolution-oriented dreams show better immune function and faster recovery from illness. The deep relaxation and stress reduction associated with healthy sleep and dreaming might contribute to the body's natural healing processes. Dreams about healing, recovery, or positive transformation often occur during periods of illness or stress, possibly reflecting the mind's natural tendency toward restoration and growth. These healing dreams might serve as internal resources, providing hope, motivation, and psychological support during challenging times. The imagery and narratives that emerge in such dreams often contain powerful metaphors for renewal and recovery. The relationship between dreams and trauma presents both challenges and opportunities for healing. While traumatic experiences can lead to disturbing nightmares and sleep disruption, dreams also provide a natural mechanism for processing difficult experiences. The brain's ability to revisit traumatic events in the safe context of dreams might facilitate gradual integration and healing, though this process sometimes requires professional support and guidance. Trauma-focused therapies increasingly recognize the importance of working with dreams and sleep disturbances as part of comprehensive treatment. Techniques like imagery rehearsal therapy help people who suffer from recurring nightmares to consciously reimagine their dreams with more positive outcomes, often leading to both improved sleep and reduced trauma symptoms. The study of dreams across different sleep disorders has revealed important insights into the relationship between sleep quality and dream content. People with sleep apnea often report more threatening or suffocating dreams, while those with restless leg syndrome might dream about movement or escape. These connections suggest that physical sensations and physiological states during sleep can influence dream content, creating feedback loops between body and mind. Understanding these connections has practical implications for sleep health and dream quality. Improving sleep hygiene, addressing sleep disorders, and creating optimal sleep environments can enhance not only sleep quality, but also the content and emotional tone of dreams. Simple changes like maintaining consistent sleep schedules, creating comfortable sleep environments, and managing stress can lead to more positive, restorative dream experiences. The emerging field of dream engineering explores the possibility of deliberately influencing dream content through various techniques. Beyond traditional dream incubation, researchers are investigating the use of external stimuli like sounds, lights, or even scents to shape dream narratives. Early experiments suggest that subtle sensory inputs during sleep can sometimes be incorporated into dream content, potentially allowing for more directed dream experiences. These developments raise fascinating questions about the future of human consciousness and the potential for enhancing our natural dreaming abilities. As our understanding of sleep and dreams continues to advance, we might develop increasingly sophisticated methods for working with dreams for healing, creativity, and personal growth. The democratization of dream research through smartphone apps and wearable devices is making it possible for ordinary people to track their sleep patterns and dream experiences in unprecedented detail. These tools provide insights into personal sleep and dream patterns that were previously available only in research laboratories, empowering individuals to better understand and optimize their nocturnal experiences. However, technology also presents challenges for healthy dreaming. The blue light from screens can disrupt natural sleep rhythms, while the constant connectivity of modern life can intrude into the peaceful sanctuary that sleep is meant to provide. Finding balance between leveraging technology's benefits and preserving the natural rhythms of sleep and dreams becomes increasingly important in our digital age. The philosophical implications of dream research continue to challenge our understanding of consciousness, reality, and the nature of human experience. If dreams can feel as real as waking life, if they can provide genuine insights and creative solutions, if they can facilitate healing and growth, then what does this tell us about the nature of reality itself? These questions push us to reconsider the boundaries between sleeping and waking consciousness. Some philosophers and scientists propose that the distinction between dreaming and waking consciousness might be less absolute than we typically assume. Both states involve the brain creating experiences from neural activity. Both can produce emotions, insights, and memories that feel equally real and meaningful. This perspective suggests that consciousness itself might be more fluid and multifaceted than our ordinary experience suggests. The collective study of dreams across cultures and throughout history reveals remarkable consistencies in human experience, while also highlighting the rich diversity of how different societies understand and value dreaming. From Aboriginal Dreamtime to modern sleep laboratories, humans have consistently recognized dreams as significant experiences worthy of attention and interpretation. These cross-cultural perspectives remind us that our current scientific understanding of dreams, while valuable, represents just one way of approaching these mysterious nocturnal experiences. Indigenous traditions, mystical practices, and artistic explorations of dreaming offer complementary insights that can enrich our appreciation for the full spectrum of dream experience. As we float through this cosmic exploration of sleeping consciousness, we're reminded that dreams represent one of the most intimate and universal aspects of human experience. Every night, regardless of culture, age, or circumstance, humans around the world close their eyes and embark on journeys into inner space that rival any external adventure in their complexity, beauty, and emotional impact. The sleeping brain, in all its mysterious glory, continues to surprise and delight researchers as new discoveries reveal ever more sophisticated aspects of this nightly transformation of consciousness. From the intricate neural choreography that produces vivid dream imagery, to the elegant mechanisms that protect meaningful memories while discarding irrelevant details, the dreaming mind represents biological engineering at its most remarkable. Your dreams, unique as they are to your individual experience, connect you to the broader human story of consciousness, exploring itself through the infinite landscapes of sleep. Each night, as you surrender to slumber, you join countless generations of dreamers who have found in their nocturnal journeys sources of inspiration, healing, understanding, and wonder. The science of dreams continues to evolve, revealing new layers of complexity and purpose in these nightly adventures. Yet perhaps the most profound insight emerging from all this research is not just what dreams do for us, but what they reveal about the extraordinary nature of consciousness itself. In the theatre of sleep, the mind reveals capabilities that surpass our wildest imagination, creating experiences that are simultaneously deeply personal and universally human. As we prepare to conclude our gentle voyage through the cosmos of sleeping consciousness, we carry with us a deeper appreciation for the remarkable gift of dreams and the incredible complexity of the brain that creates them. Tonight, when you close your eyes and drift into sleep, you'll be embarking on your own personal space mission into the infinite universe of dreams, guided by the same mysterious forces that have carried dreamers throughout human history into realms where anything is possible and everything is meaningful. The question of whether we dream in colour has puzzled sleep researchers for decades, and the answer reveals fascinating insights about how our visual processing systems operate during sleep. While early studies suggested that most people dreamed in black and white, these findings were likely influenced by the prevalence of black and white television and photography during that era. Modern research indicates that the vast majority of people do indeed dream in vivid colour, with the dreaming brain's visual cortex producing imagery that can be even more saturated and brilliant than waking perception. What's particularly remarkable is how the sleeping brain manages to create such rich visual experiences without any input from the eyes. The visual cortex, that intricate network of neurons responsible for processing sight, becomes extraordinarily active during REM sleep, firing in patterns that generate everything from familiar faces to impossible landscapes. It's like having a master artist working inside your head, painting with light and shadow, colour and texture, creating masterpieces that exist only in the theatre of your mind. The dreaming brain doesn't just recreate visual memories, but actively constructs new visual experiences by combining elements from different sources. You might see your childhood home decorated with furniture from your current apartment, painted in colours that don't exist in either place. This visual creativity demonstrates the brain's remarkable ability to generate novel imagery by mixing and matching elements from its vast visual database. Interestingly, people who become blind later in life often continue to experience visual dreams, drawing upon their stored visual memories to create dream imagery. However, those who are born blind typically experience dreams rich in sound, touch, taste, and emotion, but without visual components. This suggests that the capacity for visual dreaming depends on having some visual experience to draw upon, yet the emotional and narrative richness of their dreams remains completely intact. The soundscape of dreams presents another fascinating dimension of sleeping consciousness. Dream sounds can range from crystal clear conversations to haunting melodies that seem to emerge from nowhere. Your auditory cortex becomes active during dreaming, creating sounds that can be remarkably realistic or impossibly surreal. You might hear music more beautiful than any waking composition, or voices that speak with perfect clarity despite belonging to people who don't exist. Some people report hearing their own voice differently in dreams or understanding languages they don't actually speak. These auditory experiences reveal the brain's capacity to generate not just sounds but meaning, creating communication that transcends the normal limitations of language and understanding. It's as if the dreaming mind has access to a universal translator that makes all communication possible and meaningful. The physical sensations experienced in dreams can feel startlingly real, even though your body remains essentially paralyzed during REM sleep. You might feel the wind on your face while flying, the texture of unfamiliar objects, or the warmth of sunlight in impossible places. These tactile experiences emerge from the same neural networks that process physical sensations during waking hours, demonstrating the brain's ability to generate convincing bodily experiences entirely from internal activity. The phenomenon of flying dreams deserves special attention, as it represents one of the most commonly reported and emotionally significant dream experiences. Nearly everyone has dreamed of flying at some point, and these dreams often carry profound emotional weight, representing freedom, escape, or transcendence. The brain's ability to create the sensation of flight, complete with the feeling of air rushing past, and the visual experience of viewing the world from above showcases the remarkable sophistication of our internal simulation systems. Flying dreams often feel more real than actual flying experiences, perhaps because the dreaming brain isn't constrained by physical limitations or safety concerns. In dreams, you can soar effortlessly through clouds, dive through oceans of air, or hover motionlessly above familiar landscapes transformed by the dream's unique perspective. These experiences can feel so liberating and joyful that many people try to recreate them through lucid dreaming techniques. The emotional aftermath of flying dreams often lingers long after waking, leaving dreamers with feelings of exhilaration, freedom, or sometimes profound loss as they return to the constraints of physical reality. This emotional residue demonstrates how deeply dreams can affect our waking consciousness, carrying over feelings and insights that influence mood and perspective throughout the day. Water appears frequently in dreams across cultures, often carrying deep symbolic and emotional significance. Dreams of oceans, rivers, rain, or drowning tap into fundamental human experiences and emotions. The dreaming brain seems particularly drawn to water imagery, perhaps because water represents so many essential aspects of life, from birth and cleansing to danger and transformation. These aquatic dreams can feel incredibly immersive, with the sensation of water's temperature, pressure, and movement creating convincing experiences of swimming, floating, or struggling against currents. The houses and buildings that appear in dreams often serve as powerful symbols of the self and psyche. Dream architecture frequently defies physical laws, featuring impossible geometries, rooms that change when you're not looking, or endless corridors that lead nowhere. These structural dreams might represent different aspects of personality, memory, or psychological development, with each room potentially symbolizing different facets of the dreamer's inner life. Many people report discovering new rooms in familiar houses during dreams, often hidden spaces that feel both surprising and somehow expected. These architectural revelations might represent the discovery of hidden aspects of personality or untapped potential within the psyche. The emotional tone of these discoveries varies widely, from delighted exploration to anxious confusion, reflecting the dreamer's relationship with personal growth and self-discovery. The transformation of familiar spaces in dreams reveals another aspect of the sleeping brain's creativity. Your childhood bedroom might expand into a vast cathedral, or your workplace might morph into a tropical jungle. These transformations often feel completely natural within the dream context, demonstrating how the dreaming mind accepts change and impossibility as normal features of its reality. Chase dreams represent another universal dream experience that appears across cultures and age groups. Being pursued in dreams often generates intense fear and anxiety, yet these experiences might serve important psychological functions. The threatening figures in chase dreams might represent aspects of ourselves we're trying to avoid, unresolved conflicts we're fleeing from, or simply the brain's way of practicing escape responses to potential dangers. What's particularly interesting about chase dreams is how they often involve the frustrating inability to run fast or find effective hiding places. This dream paralysis might reflect the brain's natural inhibition of motor responses during sleep, or it could symbolize feelings of powerlessness in waking life. The emotional intensity of these dreams often makes them particularly memorable, leaving lasting impressions that can influence mood and anxiety levels after waking. The resolution or lack thereof in chase dreams can provide insights into the dreamer's psychological state and coping mechanisms. Some people learn to turn and confront their pursuers, transforming fear into empowerment, while others find creative ways to escape or hide. These dream responses might reflect or influence the dreamer's approach to challenges and conflicts in waking life. Dreams about death, whether one's own or that of others, represent some of the most emotionally charged dream experiences. Despite their often disturbing nature, death dreams rarely predict actual death, but instead typically symbolize transformation, endings, or major life transitions. The dreaming mind seems to use death imagery to process feelings about change, loss, or the natural cycles of growth and renewal. Experiencing one's own death in a dream can be surprisingly peaceful or even enlightening, often leading to feelings of release or spiritual transcendence. These dreams might represent the psychological death of old patterns, beliefs, or aspects of identity that no longer serve the dreamer's growth. Rather than being morbid or frightening, death dreams often carry messages about renewal and transformation. Dreams about deceased loved ones hold special significance for many people, often feeling like genuine visitations or opportunities for closure. While science explains these dreams as the brain processing grief and memory, their emotional impact can be profound and healing. These dreams often provide comfort, resolution, or a sense of continued connection that helps the grieving process. The appearance of deceased relatives or friends in dreams frequently involves them appearing healthy, peaceful, or offering guidance and reassurance. These dream encounters can feel more real and meaningful than many waking interactions, suggesting that the sleeping mind might have access to forms of connection and communication that transcend ordinary consciousness. Recurring dreams about the same deceased person often continue until some emotional resolution is achieved, either through the dream narrative itself or through changes in the dreamer's waking life. This persistence suggests that these dreams serve important psychological functions in processing loss and maintaining emotional connections across the boundary of death. Food dreams reveal another fascinating aspect of sleeping consciousness, often reflecting not just physical hunger, but emotional and psychological needs. Dreams about eating can range from delightful feasts to anxiety-provoking scenarios where food becomes scarce or contaminated. The symbolic significance of food in dreams often relates to nourishment, comfort, abundance, or scarcity in various aspects of life. The sensory aspects of food dreams can be remarkably detailed, with dreamers reporting specific tastes, textures, and aromas that feel completely authentic. This suggests that the brain's gustatory and olfactory processing centers can create convincing sensory experiences entirely from memory and imagination. Some people even report waking up with lingering tastes from their dreams, blurring the boundary between dream and reality. Dreams about childhood foods or family meals often carry deep emotional significance, representing comfort, security, or nostalgia for simpler times. These elementary memories might surface in dreams during periods of stress or transition, providing psychological nourishment and emotional comfort through symbolic consumption of meaningful experiences. The social dynamics of eating in dreams often reflect the dreamer's relationships and social anxieties. Dreams about dinner parties, family gatherings, or eating alone can reveal feelings about belonging, acceptance, or isolation. The quality and quantity of food available in these social eating dreams might symbolize the dreamer's sense of emotional nourishment within their relationships. Technology and modern life have begun to infiltrate our dream landscapes in fascinating ways, with many people reporting dreams about smartphones, computers, or social media. These technological dreams often involve frustrating scenarios where devices don't work properly, reflecting perhaps our complicated relationship with technology and its role in our lives. The dreaming brain seems to struggle with incorporating rapidly changing technology into its symbolic vocabulary. Dreams about being unable to dial phone numbers correctly, computers that won't start, or social media posts that disappear might reflect anxieties about communication, connection, or our ability to navigate an increasingly digital world. The frequent malfunction of technology in dreams might represent the unconscious mind's resistance to or confusion about our growing dependence on digital devices. The way technology appears in dreams also reveals generational differences in how we process and integrate new experiences. Older adults might dream about rotary phones or typewriters when needing to communicate, while younger dreamers might naturally incorporate smartphones and social media into their dream narratives. These differences highlight how dream content reflects the technological landscape of our formative years. Vehicle dreams, whether involving cars, trains, airplanes, or boats, often symbolize the dreamer's sense of control over their life direction and progress toward goals. Dreams about driving might reflect feelings of autonomy and self-direction, while being a passenger could represent feelings of powerlessness or dependence on others. The condition and behavior of vehicles in dreams often mirror the dreamer's sense of competence and control in waking life. Out of control, vehicles represent some of the most anxiety-provoking dream scenarios, often reflecting fears about losing control of important life situations. Cars without brakes, planes that won't stay airborne, or boats caught in storms might symbolize the dreamer's concerns about their ability to navigate challenges or maintain stability in their life journey. The destinations in vehicle dreams, or the lack thereof, can provide insights into the dreamer's sense of purpose and direction. Dreams about being lost, missing flights, or taking wrong turns might reflect uncertainty about life goals or fear of making important decisions. Conversely, smooth, purposeful journeys often accompany periods of confidence and clear direction in waking life. Public transportation dreams often involve themes of shared experience, social connection, or feeling carried along by forces beyond one's control. Being on buses, trains, or subways with strangers might represent the dreamer's relationship with society, community, or their sense of belonging within larger social structures. The phenomenon of false awakening adds another layer of complexity to dream experience, where dreamers believe they've woken up but are actually still dreaming. These nested dreams can create multiple layers of reality within a single sleep period, sometimes involving several false awakenings before the dreamer actually wakes up. The confusion and disorientation that often accompany false awakenings highlight the sometimes tenuous boundary between sleeping and waking consciousness. False awakenings often involve mundane activities like getting out of bed, brushing teeth, or preparing for the day, making them particularly convincing. The dreaming brain seems capable of creating remarkably accurate simulations of normal waking routines, complete with appropriate sensory details and logical sequences of events. Only when something slightly off or impossible occurs does the dreamer sometimes realize they're still asleep. These layered dream experiences can feel like being trapped in recursive loops of consciousness, where each apparent awakening leads to yet another dream layer. The emotional impact of false awakenings often involves frustration, confusion, or even existential anxiety about the nature of reality and consciousness itself. The study of false awakenings has provided insights into the brain's reality monitoring systems and the mechanisms that normally help us distinguish between sleeping and waking states. The fact that these systems can be fooled so completely suggests that our sense of being awake and in contact with reality might be more fragile and constructed than we typically realize. Sleep paralysis, while technically a sleep disorder, often involves vivid dreamlike experiences that blur the boundary between sleeping and waking consciousness. During these episodes, people find themselves aware but unable to move, often accompanied by frightening hallucinations or sensations of presence in the room. These experiences have contributed to folklore about supernatural visitations across cultures, from old hag syndrome to alien abductions. The neuroscience of sleep paralysis involves the normal muscle atonia of REM sleep persisting into partial wakefulness, creating a hybrid state where consciousness emerges but physical paralysis remains. The hallucinations that often accompany sleep paralysis might represent dream content bleeding into waking awareness, creating experiences that feel completely real despite their neurological origins. Cultural interpretations of sleep paralysis vary dramatically, with some societies viewing these experiences as spiritual attacks, others as medical conditions, and still others as glimpses into otherworldly realms. These varied interpretations highlight how the same neurological phenomenon can be understood completely differently depending on cultural context and belief systems. The prevention and management of sleep paralysis often involves improving sleep hygiene, managing stress, and understanding the neurological basis of these experiences. Knowledge about the natural causes of sleep paralysis can help reduce the fear and anxiety that often accompany these episodes, transforming terrifying experiences into manageable and understandable phenomena. Hypnagogic and hypnopompic hallucinations represent the fascinating borderlands between sleeping and waking consciousness, where dreamlike experiences can occur during the transitions into and out of sleep. These liminal states often produce vivid imagery, sounds, or sensations that feel completely real despite occurring in the threshold between sleep and wakefulness. The imagery that emerges during these transitional states can be remarkably creative and surreal, often inspiring artists, writers, and inventors throughout history. The relaxed logical constraints combined with partial consciousness create ideal conditions for accessing unconscious material and making novel creative connections. Many people report receiving creative insights, problem solutions, or artistic inspiration during these drowsy transitions, suggesting that these border states of consciousness might have unique value for creative and intellectual work. The challenge lies in capturing these fleeting insights before they dissolve back into the unconscious depths from which they emerged. The practice of cultivating awareness during these transition states has become part of various meditation and consciousness exploration traditions, with practitioners learning to maintain gentle awareness while allowing the natural flow of imagery and sensation to unfold without forcing or controlling the experience. Dream yoga and other contemplative practices that work with sleeping consciousness represent sophisticated approaches to using dreams for spiritual development and self-understanding. These traditions view dreams not just as random neural activity, but as opportunities for cultivating awareness, compassion, and insight into the nature of mind and reality. The development of stable, lucid dreaming abilities often requires consistent practice and patience, with practitioners learning to recognize dream signs, perform reality checks, and maintain awareness while allowing dreams to unfold naturally. The goal isn't necessarily to control dreams, but to bring conscious awareness into the dream state for exploration and learning. Advanced practitioners report using lucid dreams for healing work, creative exploration, spiritual practice, and even preparation for death and dying. These applications suggest that conscious dreaming might represent a largely untapped resource for human development and understanding. The relationship between meditation practice and dream experience often involves increased dream recall, more vivid dream content, and greater awareness of the dream state itself. Regular meditators frequently report changes in their dream patterns, often experiencing more peaceful, insightful, or spiritually meaningful dreams. The intersection of modern neuroscience with ancient wisdom traditions around dreaming has created exciting opportunities for understanding consciousness from multiple perspectives. Scientific research can validate and explain traditional practices, while contemplative traditions offer sophisticated methodologies for exploring consciousness that complement laboratory research. The democratization of dream exploration through books, workshops, and online communities has made these practices accessible to people regardless of their cultural or religious background. This widespread interest in conscious dreaming reflects a growing recognition that our sleeping hours offer valuable opportunities for growth, healing, and self-discovery. The therapeutic applications of dream work continue to expand as mental health professionals recognize the healing potential of engaging consciously with dream content. From trauma processing to creative expression, dreams offer a natural pathway for accessing and working with unconscious material in supportive therapeutic contexts. Group dream work, where people share and explore dreams together, creates opportunities for mutual insight and support while highlighting the universal themes that appear across individual dream experiences. These shared explorations often reveal common concerns, archetypal patterns, and collective wisdom that emerges through the individual dream narratives. The integration of dream work with other therapeutic modalities like art therapy, movement therapy, and somatic approaches creates rich opportunities for holistic healing that honors both the verbal and non-verbal dimensions of dream experience. Dreams often contain information that transcends language, requiring creative approaches to fully access their healing potential. As our understanding of dreams continues to evolve, we're discovering that these nightly journeys into altered consciousness represent far more than mere entertainment for the sleeping mind. Dreams appear to be sophisticated biological and psychological processes that serve crucial functions in memory consolidation, emotional processing, creative problem-solving, and personal development. The sleeping brain, in its remarkable transformation from logical analyzer to creative storyteller, demonstrates capabilities that challenge our understanding of consciousness itself. Each night, as you surrender to sleep and allow your mind to drift into the realm of dreams, you're participating in one of the most extraordinary phenomena in the natural world. Your dreams, unique as they are to your individual experience, connect you to the broader human story of consciousness, exploring itself through the infinite landscapes of sleep. The images, emotions, and narratives that emerge from your sleeping mind represent the creative output of billions of years of evolution, refined into a system capable of generating experiences that can rival reality in their vividness and surpass it in their emotional impact. The scientific study of dreams continues to reveal new layers of complexity and purpose in these nightly adventures, yet the most profound insights often come not from laboratories, but from the simple act of paying attention to our own dream experiences. By keeping dream journals, sharing dreams with others, and approaching our nocturnal narratives with curiosity and respect, we can access a wealth of personal insight and creative inspiration. As we drift toward the conclusion of our cosmic journey through the sleeping brain, we carry with us a deeper appreciation for the remarkable gift of dreams and the incredible sophistication of the mind that creates them. Tonight, when you close your eyes and embark on your own voyage into the realm of sleep, You'll be joining countless generations of dreamers who have found in their nocturnal adventures sources of wisdom, healing, creativity, and wonder that continue to enrich human experience across cultures and throughout time. The mysteries of dreams extend far beyond what we experience in our individual sleep cycles, reaching into realms that challenge our very understanding of consciousness and reality. As we drift deeper into this exploration, we encounter phenomena that blur the boundaries between the possible and impossible, the scientific and the mystical, the deeply personal and the universally shared. Consider for a moment the extraordinary fact that dreams can sometimes appear to transcend the normal limitations of time and space. People separated by vast distances occasionally report remarkably similar dreams occurring on the same night, while others describe dreams that seem to anticipate future events with uncanny accuracy. While mainstream science approaches these phenomena with healthy skepticism, the subjective experiences of dreamers continue to challenge our neat categories of what's possible within the realm of sleeping consciousness. The phenomenon of mutual dreaming, where family members or close friends share strikingly similar dream experiences, suggests that our sleeping minds might be more interconnected than we typically imagine. These shared dream experiences often occur during emotionally significant periods, births, deaths, major life transitions, creating bridges of understanding that transcend ordinary communication. While we might explain these coincidences through shared concerns and similar life circumstances, their emotional impact on the dreamers themselves often feels profound and meaningful. The collective unconscious, that hypothetical reservoir of shared human experiences and archetypal images, might manifest most clearly in our dreams. Across cultures and throughout history, certain dream themes appear with remarkable consistency. The wise old woman, the heroic journey, the sacred tree, the threatening shadow. These universal elements suggest that our individual dreams might tap into something larger than personal experience, connecting us to the deeper currents of human consciousness that flow beneath the surface of individual awareness. The relationship between dreams and intuition presents another fascinating dimension of sleeping consciousness. Many people report receiving guidance, warnings, or insights through their dreams that prove remarkably accurate or helpful in waking life. The mother who dreams of her distant child's illness, the artist who receives complete creative visions in sleep, the inventor whose breakthrough emerges from a dream. These experiences suggest that the sleeping mind might have access to forms of knowing that transcend ordinary rational analysis. This intuitive dimension of dreaming might emerge from the brain's enhanced pattern recognition abilities during sleep. Freed from the constraints of logical thinking, the sleeping mind can detect subtle connections and possibilities that escape conscious awareness. The dreams that feel prophetic or insightful might represent the unconscious mind's sophisticated analysis of available information, presented in symbolic form that feels like revelation or divine guidance. The healing narratives that emerge in dreams often contain wisdom that surpasses conscious understanding. People facing illness frequently report dreams that provide comfort, hope, or even specific guidance about treatment and recovery. These healing dreams might represent the mind's natural tendency toward wholeness and restoration, creating internal resources that support both psychological and physical healing processes. The symbolic language of healing dreams often involves imagery of light, water, gardens, or wise figures offering guidance and support. These archetypal healing symbols appear across cultures and throughout history, suggesting that the human psyche has developed a universal vocabulary for processing and promoting recovery. The person who dreams of walking through a healing garden or receiving medicine from a wise healer might be accessing the mind's deepest resources for restoration and renewal. Dreams about pregnancy, birth, and new life often appear during periods of creative or personal transformation, regardless of the dreamer's actual reproductive circumstances. These generative dreams might represent the psyche's way of processing growth, potential, and the emergence of new aspects of personality or creativity. The birth dreams that feel so vivid and meaningful often herald significant life changes or the emergence of previously hidden talents and abilities. The shadow work that occurs naturally in dreams allows us to encounter and integrate aspects of ourselves that we might prefer to ignore or deny. The angry figure who pursues us, the selfish character who embarrasses us, the weak person who disappoints us. These shadow figures in dreams often represent disowned parts of our own personality that seek recognition and integration. Rather than being threats to be avoided, these dream shadows might be internal allies waiting to be acknowledged and accepted. The process of shadow integration through dreams can be deeply transformative, allowing us to reclaim energy and abilities that we've suppressed or projected onto others. The person who learns to face and dialogue with their dream shadows often discovers hidden strengths, creativity, and wholeness that enrich their waking life in unexpected ways. Dreams about natural disasters, earthquakes, floods, storms, fires often reflect internal emotional upheavals or periods of significant life change. These catastrophic dreams might represent the psyche's way of processing transformation, destruction of old patterns, and the emergence of new possibilities. While frightening, these dreams of destruction often precede periods of growth and renewal, suggesting that psychological earthquakes can clear the ground for new development. The seasonal rhythms that appear in dreams often mirror the natural cycles of growth, dormancy, and renewal that govern both nature and human psychological development. Spring dreams might herald new beginnings. Summer dreams could represent periods of abundance and activity. Autumn dreams often involve themes of harvest and preparation, while winter dreams frequently explore themes of rest, reflection, and inner work. Animal guides and totems that appear in dreams carry rich symbolic meanings that vary across cultures but often involve messages about instinct, power, wisdom, and connection to the natural world. The eagle that soars through dream skies might represent freedom and perspective, while the wise owl could symbolize hidden knowledge and intuitive understanding. The bear that appears in dreams might bring messages about strength and protection, while the dolphin could represent playfulness and emotional intelligence. These animal messengers in dreams often appear during times when we need to reconnect with particular qualities or abilities that they represent. The appearance of specific animals in dreams might reflect the psyche's recognition of what's needed for growth, healing, or problem-solving. Learning to understand and work with these animal symbols can provide valuable guidance for navigating life's challenges and opportunities. The landscapes that form the backdrop of our dreams often carry deep symbolic significance, representing different aspects of our inner psychological terrain. Mountain dreams might involve themes of challenge, achievement, and spiritual elevation, while ocean dreams could explore the depths of emotion and the unconscious mind. Forest dreams often represent the mysterious, unknown aspects of life and personality, while desert dreams might involve themes of spiritual testing, simplicity, and essential truths. The weather patterns in dreams frequently mirror emotional states and psychological climates. Sunny dreams often accompany periods of optimism and clarity, while stormy dreams might reflect inner turmoil or conflict. Rain in dreams could represent cleansing, renewal, or emotional release, while snow might symbolize purity, peace, or emotional numbness. The fog that obscures dream landscapes often represents confusion or unclear thinking, while clear, bright conditions might indicate mental clarity and emotional well-being. The architectural structures that populate our dream worlds, houses, temples, schools, hospitals, each carry their own symbolic resonance related to different aspects of human experience. The hospital that appears in dreams might represent healing and recovery, while the school could symbolize learning and growth. The temple or church in dreams often relates to spiritual seeking and sacred experience, while the prison might represent feelings of limitation or self-imposed restrictions. The quality of light in dreams often carries profound emotional and spiritual significance. Golden light frequently accompanies transcendent or healing experiences, while harsh, bright light might represent revelation or uncomfortable truth. Dim or flickering light could symbolize uncertainty or declining energy, while complete darkness might represent the unknown, fear, or the need for inner illumination. The music and sounds that fill our dream worlds can be hauntingly beautiful, mysteriously meaningful, or surprisingly informative. Dreams might feature melodies more beautiful than any waking composition, voices that speak with perfect wisdom, or natural sounds that carry deep emotional resonance. These auditory experiences often linger long after waking, continuing to influence mood and inspiration throughout the day. The mathematical precision with which dreams sometimes present symbolic information suggests that the unconscious mind operates according to its own sophisticated logic and organizational principles. The recurring numbers that appear in dreams, the geometric patterns that emerge in dream imagery, the perfect timing of dream events all point to an underlying intelligence that orchestrates these nightly narratives with remarkable sophistication. The transformational power of dreams lies not just in their content, but in their ability to shift our perspective and open our awareness to new possibilities. A single powerful dream can change the entire trajectory of a life, providing insights that years of analysis might not achieve. These breakthrough dreams often arrive at crucial moments, offering exactly the guidance or inspiration needed to navigate important life transitions. The practice of honoring and working with dreams as valuable sources of wisdom and guidance can enrich life in countless ways. By approaching our dreams with respect, curiosity, and openness, we can access a wellspring of creativity, insight, and healing that flows naturally from the depths of our own consciousness. As we float gently toward the end of our cosmic journey through the sleeping brain, we're left with a profound appreciation for the extraordinary gift that dreams represent. These nightly voyages into altered consciousness connect us to the deepest mysteries of human experience while providing practical guidance for daily life. They remind us that consciousness itself is far more vast and mysterious than our ordinary waking awareness suggests. The sleeping brain, in all its remarkable complexity, continues to surprise and delight researchers as new discoveries reveal ever more sophisticated aspects of this nightly transformation. From the intricate neural choreography that produces vivid dream imagery to the elegant psychological processes that facilitate healing and growth, the dreaming mind represents one of nature's most extraordinary achievements. Your dreams, unique as they are to your individual journey, connect you to the broader human story of consciousness, exploring itself through the infinite landscapes of sleep. Each night, as you close your eyes and surrender to slumber, you join countless generations of dreamers who have found in their nocturnal adventures sources of wisdom, creativity, healing, and wonder that continue to enrich human experience across all cultures and throughout time. Tonight, when you drift into sleep and begin your own personal voyage into the cosmos of dreams, remember that you're embarking on one of the most sophisticated and meaningful journeys available to human consciousness. Your sleeping mind will weave together memory and imagination, emotion and insight, creating narratives that are uniquely yours yet connected to the universal human experience of dreaming. Sweet dreams, fellow traveller, and may your journeys through the starlit landscapes of sleep bring you peace, insight, and the gentle reminder that consciousness itself is the greatest mystery and most precious gift we'll ever know. Until we meet again in this peaceful corner of the cosmos, rest well and dream beautifully.